make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. Y'all see the thumbnail. Parents who teach consumerism. Holiday season is over, whatever. And I was watching a clip of either Vice or Jubilee's channel, where they were having older generation of Black Americans talking to a younger generation of Black Americans about, and it started with who had a harder childhood. The older ones said they did, the younger ones agreed. And I see these stories over the holidays of a lot of robbery and theft. And interact with some of these kids nowadays, and they're overly concerned about stuff. Shoes, name brand clothes, phones, electronics, video game stuff. And and what winds up happening is, where did they get this idea from? Usually their parents. And a lot of people's parents have taught kids to be consumers and not actually work for what they want. They just want stuff, And as when you're a child, you play the I want that and I want that and I want that and I can have that. Ooh, I saw the commercial. Can I have it? But when you're like 13 to 30 and you're still doing this, it looks crazy. And a lot of parents teach this consumerism because a lot of us, we want our kids to be fly, or we want our kids to eat good. Because see, the consumerism isn't just with clothes and electronics and stuff like that. The consumerism is also with food. A lot of these kids are overweight because, their parents taught their kids to be a consumer of we're going to Chick-fil-A, we're going to Popeyes, we're going to Burger King, we're going to McDonald's, we're going to, eating out all the time. And now you raise a consumer who doesn't want to cook, or you don't cook. You got people who are consumers of, how can I say this? Because I'm using Black kids in the video, but you have other parents who they buy other things. They have their kids hooked on other things. And you see kids, I want a truck. They buying guns and giving their kids guns. They became consumers because you're teaching them, oh, you need an AR-15. Nah, no, you don't. You're teaching people to be consumers, and like I said before, without the work ethic that goes in it. Like, they're not celebrating anything. It's just, I deserve it because I was born and I'm here and you owe me. And that becomes a problem. Because the other thing I see is parents who teach consumerism, their kids only work so long. The kids work long enough to get what they want, and then they don't work anymore. It's not a long-term plan to build a life. It's a long-term plan to build a wardrobe or a lifestyle without actually the work. So this is problematic. And a lot of it, you got parents who didn't have much coming up, and now I want to give my kids the stuff that I didn't have, but your kids don't work the way that you work. You're looking for an easy way out. And you've got a generation of people who there's going to be a high population of them who are useless because all they worry about is fashion. They'll work a job and make $2,000 a month and buy an $800. $2,000 every 2 weeks and buy $800 pair of shoes with their paycheck. I just needed it. Like buying stuff that you don't need to go places you're not going. And where did you learn that mentality? And you pass it down because you didn't have it. Now my kids got to have it, and now your kids just think it's normal to just have stuff. And then what are they going to teach? Consumerism. You want these kids to be hardworking entrepreneurs and have the entrepreneurial spirit. Some of them do. They get into the resale market and stuff like that. But at a young age, they just want to look fly, and you're completing the task by giving them everything that they want, or more than what they deserve. Because that part of this is what I mean is you're not rewarding good behavior with good gifts. You're rewarding mediocrity with you're gonna get anything you need, and that's a problem. You know, so you taught them to be a consumer because whether you're doing good or bad, you still get, you know, the goods that you want, the goods and services that you want, not necessarily need, but want. So parents teach consumerism, and then you can't get them out of that mold because now they don't know how to turn off being a consumer. Because now, you know, people get grown. Oh well, I'm buying clothes, I'm buying alcohol. You know, you're buying drugs, other drugs other than alcohol. You know, like I said, cigarettes. You eat overeating, going places, overeating. You know, you're moving into places or trying to move into places you can't necessarily afford comfortably, but you want to keep up the facade, so you're trying to get somewhere because ain't it nice? It's new, it's nice, it's beautiful, and it's like, you know, that's a bad decision, you know, long term, and people don't care. So for me, you know, parents who teach consumerism, they sabotage their kids, man, heavily. You know, and the kids don't realize it because a lot of kids are blind about, you know, you got tattoos, you got earrings, you got your hair done in a numerous amount of times, and that's just supposed to be normal. Then when it's time for you to take on that responsibility and be a parent that does that stuff to, you know, take care of the kid, you can't do it because you don't have the skill set because you've never sacrificed. So tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe to that. Try and catch you on the next one. Peace.